I stopped at home, showered, changed out of camo, threw them in the wash, and then jumped in the truck and run over here. Now I'll go back on and get them out of driving. Been seeing them, just, yeah, honestly, I think these two saw last It's been tweaked a little more, going through some of the legalities of what they're trying to do. Guys, this is our regular monthly finance committee meeting, that normally takes place the week before our regular meeting, but, we had requested the judge to consider moving the monthly meeting for November to November 30th, which he graciously did. So, we're gonna go ahead and take care of our monthly business, and we'll discuss very briefly, a few changes that's been made to the budget, the 22 budget, stuff that we've already discussed, and let Kelly tell us a little bit about, exactly what she's done and needed to do. The monthly expenditures, I didn't print out. One of them was 132 and the other one was like 98 pages. I didn't print those out and bring with me, but, you do see your year-to-date percentages. If you look at the smaller report, it's only 3 pages long. We're basically tracking on budget. Every year there are some departments that will bump for a little bit, one reason or another, but everything is doing really well. I think when we finish the year up, we'll actually be, under budget. Not a great deal, but comfortably under budget. Our courthouse construction projects are nearing completion. That's one of our bigger deals that's going on. Any comments there?
Yes, so tomorrow, Aaron, the architect, will be back in town. He's going to be in Osceola, and they're gonna do the final punch on the Osceola project. And he will approve the final payment to Renaissance Roofing for all of the work that they've done for the roof and the windows and the exterior and all of, multiple things. And then if we wanna do anything additional, it'll be a separate project, but this will finish up the Osceola project. And then, we are gonna meet here in Blyville at 1, with CNI, the construction company, to kind of see where they are. So.
I did have a Bible businessman call, and just what he was seeing and reading in the press and stuff, he was under the impression that we were gonna have quite a bit of money left from the Bible construction project. In fact, he was thinking maybe $1 million. And he was wondering, at that point, he was honestly wondering, could we use that and apply that as payments towards bonds that went to this project? But I told him it was honestly in the bond verbiage that any overage that we had, we would take down to Osceola and do additional work on the Osceola courthouse, because truly the $2 million that we guaranteed the Osceola project was not going to be enough to do everything that needs to be done there. So we spent our $2 million, basically is where we're at, and then we're hoping to have 200 or so. We're gonna have a little bit left.
All right.
But our commitment is to move that on down to Osceola and try to do some more work down at Osceola.
Right, and if you think about it, we really spent probably close to 2.5 on the Osceola project. They did additional work well over the 2 million. So, we did go ahead and, but we felt like those projects needed to be done in conjunction with the roof project. So we did go, we already have allocated and spent more money in Osceola than just the $2 million. And yes, there's still a little bit of contingency, and there's still, some undesignated money. Of course, we've got $125,000, for move back expenses. We are hoping, that all of those things kind of stay in place, and really should for the most part at this point. But yes, after that, it'll go back down to Osceola. So. And I believe that Aaron, and hopefully I'll have something tomorrow. Aaron has been talking with the judge. He has given him, a couple of different proposals as far as what would come next. I think the courtroom down in Osceola is one. There's a heat and air thing, system that's, on there as well. There's a couple of different things that he's looked at that would give us an idea of what they would cost and where we could go next.
Be nice to cover that as a bond issue, but there's probably gonna be some issues that we have to cover anyway. If we're gonna take care of the building,
No, you're right.
we're gonna need to find the funds somewhere.
Yes.
Is there an estimate, do we have an estimate on what we could do, what Osceola could bring it up to?
Well, that's that's what he's doing. He will, they typically will give you kind of a, just based on average cost, if we were to update the large courtroom in Osceola, this is what we'd look at. If we were gonna redo the heat and air, this is kind of basically what he thinks it'll cost. And then ultimately that's,
Gives a bottom dollar.
yeah, the judge's decision, and hopefully we can, make it all, done.
And he's got these ranked as far as the importance, because when you say heat and air,
I don't know that he can certainly prioritize them, and I can certainly talk, but again, I think that's maybe county judge, his list.
Molly, has he mentioned anything about, and I don't know if anything can be done about it, not the way the building is built. Has he mentioned anything about the flooding in the basement? When it,
No,
where we.
He being the architect,
no, I have not heard anything
I
about flooding
mean,
in those.
you go in the side door, Eddie,
Oh, I took my shoes off and waited.
sometimes there's water in that thing. And,
we've seen it running down the steps.
oh, yeah.
Well, I'll certainly put that
It
down.
only happened from your wife, and then I mopped it up.
Yeah,
she had to mop it up.
You waited it and she mopped it.
Yeah.
Well, it's bad to have a building that, that sometimes got 6 inches of water in it.
It only happens when it's a real hard.
That's what I'm wondering, if there is a solution. It's below ground for one thing.
That's what it is.
The
Well,
drainage,
that's very
they
nice.
looked at the drainage, I wonder if that's gonna
In
help.
that back corner, I
Okay,
don't
I
know about the
guess-
one going up.
Well, I guess I didn't-
There's a lower,
It has help?
back door back there.
Did you hear that?
Hard off now because it becomes a little.
Your car drainage up there has help, so.
Oh, I bet, okay, that would make sense. But I know, if I'm thinking about the stairs, like, I'm only familiar with the ones on the north side of the building. I mean, it seems like, yes, if it rained just the right way and rained very hard, all that water would come down those stairs and run in the
Boy, it
door.
does. We've gone in down there sometimes to a meeting and they put water there.
Well, okay, I'll put them, I'll put it on the list.
If nothing else, we can buy a bunch of sandbags and Janice can sandbag.
They're gonna muscle sing again.
she might have a bunker be waiting on her.
Another solution would be putting some pumps down there that are big enough.
Yeah.
On the other side.
You gotta have really pumping out quick.
It's
Right.
just a road right
Yeah.
there. Big-
Hasn't been used in years,
Yeah, that's what I
but it's still there. So it's still sitting there.
Yeah, people use those all the time up in
And
the
that was,
Guys, anybody got any questions or points, on the October expenses, month of October's expenses? Kelly, you got anything you wanted to mention on those things? On landfill tipping fees, where are we, Justice Burge?
We have a resolution, we'll have a, ready for approval if this group approves it.
So,
I think
here,
we approved it.
I think we've actually already done that.
We've already approved it, and they're preparing it for,
So we'll have, it's actually gonna be an ordinance, isn't it?
it'll be an ordinance,
Raising the tipping fees $2.
$2, approximately 5%. And along the line of the, landfill, we had the worst month we've had since I've been involved in
Really?
this. It was a combination, it was a perfect storm. We had expenditures, counting the new excavator, of about $550,000. Everybody in the world sent us a bill. You know how sometimes they hold back? you'll get two or three bills, and then cat repair and everything in the world, and then our revenue, we had a lot of people didn't pay. Our accounts, receivable. We have some people that owe us quite a bit of money that have quite a bit of money. It's a little frustrating, to be honest. I'm gonna meet with the judge, try to meet with the judge sometime this week, and we may have to send out some letters or make some phone calls or something, but we want to get this squared away before the end of the year.
You're not broke though.
Oh, no, we're not broke, but it took a big leap.
Yeah.
No, we're not happy. It's showing like 600 and some odd thousand.
671, 162.
But that does not include, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but that does not include October revenue either. That has not been transferred over yet. I don't think that.
This balance today does.
I didn't see today.
Okay, it's 901,000.
No, I hadn't.
See, it was 600.
901.
We're okay. But it really set me back. It really discouraged me. But we're we're okay. We're fine.
So y'all were working on it's not appropriation ordinance, it's just an ordinance doing the increase.
And there's been a notice, I noticed, both newspapers, I think, wrote it up, and it was in both newspapers that we're gonna be doing it,
Okay.
advancing the fee.
Yes, that's all.
Yeah.
Sweet. Coming out of your committee, we've got a $3,000 appropriation ordinance. We've already discussed it in this committee also for the farmland site survey.
Yes.
Have y'all already done that, Cindy, and working on it?
They're working on it, but I don't know if it's been done.
$3,000 appropriation ordinance for site.
Talking about the actual work.
Survey.
I don't know where it's at on that. I know they've started or whatever, but I don't know. where
Okay,
at.
but we just want to make sure that it will be ready for a presentation in regular meeting.
Okay.
I don't know, has the judge already contracted that? I think he had somebody in mind, I just didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's in process, but I don't know where at in the process.
Yeah,
He mentioned the name.
and we told him, go ahead and do it, and we get the money appropriated. So, get it done as quickly as possible. Kelly, that's all we had as far as just business for the monthly meeting that I've got. Have you got anything?
I don't have anything else come on. I haven't sent Jake the information on that, on the ordinance yet. I was waiting for this.
For this meeting?
I think,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she had asked the question if, like, the work on the farm itself.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying that we submitted any paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll submit that to Jake?
Yes, I'll copy everybody and tell Jake what all we need. So these are landfill.
Yeah, the landfill tip and fees raised, and then the $3,000 for the site survey on the county farm.
We're not required to do anything else as far as legally. We're not required to post that in the paper or anything, are we?
I don't remember us
You
doing
talking
that
about
last
the
year.
increase?
Yeah, the interest.
No, the ordinance, I think, covers that, because
That's
we
what I
have to
think.
publish those ordinances.
Right. And that they always report on that.
We will probably send out a notice with this next statement.
Good.
You know, with the November.
I mentioned that to the judge, maybe Sunday, with all the statements or something, so everybody would be aware.
Lexi did contact, like you asked me to have her do.
Yeah, good, good, maybe it was Tom.
Okay, on the 22 budget, we'll be voting on that November 30th at our next regular meeting. A couple of the changes that she's made since our last regular meeting, our last budget meeting last Monday. We had added that contract labor line to the sheriff's budget for $2,500. That's been added into the budget. And working with, I don't know that we discussed it in open committee, but I met with the girls, the ladies from the senior citizens. We're still squeezing up on their budget, trying to make this thing work. And we've taken $6,000 out of the expenses in the senior citizens budget. And that's the stuff that we talked about over in Manila, wasn't it? Yeah. We've been paying those Manila fees. Well, everybody's gonna have to give just a little bit. And The judge, I think, was going to try to talk to the mayors and see about them meeting with us and discussing if they might do some kind of share program. I haven't heard back from the judge yet on that, but we've gotten it down now by increasing the budget, the revenue's $43,000 and taking out that $6,000 that we've been spending in Manila. We're within 19,000. So we're still working on that, trying to get it done before the regular budget. But I think this has been probably the hardest department to make things work out. The economic developments, did y'all get that little thing I sent? I don't know if I sent it to you. It was just the reason for the increase. And all they've done was take the same 5% raise for the 2 employees that we gave for the other county. So it amounted to $19,000 that you'll see $15,500 that you'll see in the economic development quarterly payment. Then Judge Catherine Dean, which is our district court judge down in Osceola now, sent a very nice packet out regarding her district court budget. It's been one of the nicest budget presentations that we've had this year in general. She's very in-depth and very thorough. She shows the differences, and when it comes right down to the bottom, I think we're about $2,000 to the good. That she's actually decreased $2,205.36 for a net reduction. And I appreciate what she's doing there very, very much. She also refers to having increased our collections of old fines and costs on the city side of district court by 88.22% over previous years. Osceola Police Department office personnel are notifying the court clerks when fine costs are not being paid, warrants are being issued, and officers are serving warrants, and the jail is housing inmates. So they're being a little bit successful. Kelly, was it you that was telling me, or it could have been Mr. Henry behind me back here, that Jacob is going to, our attorney is going to work on some fine collections? Wasn't you?
It wasn't me.
Rick, was that you?
Yeah, the sheriff found that, and we discussed it before, and Jacob is going to start to work with the sheriff's office. They're gonna send him a list of fines, and I checked last time, we're down about $1 million. We collected $1 million, looks like. We're down to 10 million instead of 11. But Jacob is going to start to work with the sheriff's office. He'll be referring a lot of it back over to district courts for them to collect. He'll be referring some of it back to circuit courts. But he's also gonna look and see if some of them, how old they are, if people are even still alive at Oakville, and try to get some of them off that way.
A general cleanup.
Yes. And see what we're actually owed, and you start working on collecting. He said there's some that he won't be able to touch because he's a defense attorney, but he can refer back over to the prosecutors, have them take care of it, or he can file them in small claims court if they're not someone that will be prosecuted if they moved out of state or whatever.
So with the collection, so while he's doing the collections, is that, do we pay him separately? Does he get a percentage of that, or what is that?
On the big one, before he's going back to, he's gonna be taking them to court, and he might get 33%.
Okay.
He said on the smaller ones, he'll just do the TRO paperwork and send it back to the sheriff's department, and actually have one of their deputies take it into court, represent the county on these. That way, he said he might charge us $10 on those to make sure, because it wouldn't take him very long to get just said. So, and you know, as he said, if he collects a lot for us, might come back next year and ask for a little bit of a raise on his county.
He reduces that 10 million down, we'll talk.
We collect 3 or 4 million, we'll talk.
If we reduce that down, we'll be making quite a bit too.
You handed me an insurance form, do you wanna talk? I you wanna address that at all?
Well, we did go ahead and start sending out the open enrollment forms for all the employees, and we just hadn't had a chance to get people on board, so. That's why I brought them for you today.
And everybody needs to fill one of these out.
Yes, whether you're waiving or not making changes, or making changes, everybody needs to fill it out and sign it if you don't mind.
Even if you're not doing anything, you know, look at it and sign it.
Yeah, there's
Give
a
it
box
back
to waive if you want to do that. And then there's also a box to just say that you don't want to make any changes, if everything's the same, like you.
Sheriff, back to you just a second, just so we're all clear, you've got 6 cars in the budget.
Yes.
And then, we're gonna review your cars, and after the first year, look at maybe bumping those to another number.
Okay.
And probably, looking at the opportunity to use the American Rescue Funds to bring you up to where we can get to a constant a recycle plan, where we can cycle these things out on a more,
That's right.
Yeah, that's what, I don't
timely
know that I
basis.
made myself clear on that, but this could be a great opportunity over the next 3 years while we're trying to spend that money to get everything in a,
just wanted to clarify, we're not leaving you.
Maybe go back, look at January or something.
Yeah.
Holidays coming up, it's gonna be jammed up.
I don't know, I don't know, really, I need to just make sure that we can use it well.
The criminals don't go on holiday?
I bet they do.
And we have our,
Usually they get worse during the holidays.
yeah, they get hungry.
Okay, so we put 6 in, and then we're
We
gonna.
got 6 in, and then we're gonna look at the American Rescue Plan. What's gonna take, it's 10 cars, or 12 cars, or 14 cars?
Well, 17 of those cars, that could be, I mean,
Sure is.
that really is.
But we need to figure out how many do we need to rotate a year that we can afford to try to keep them.
About too many in one year, then you're gonna get out of
Or
rotation.
it just gets us out of whack.
Well, they all wear out the same.
Exactly.
Been there, done that too. We've got our county collector with us today. She doesn't know I'm gonna say anything, but, and she turned red automatically. Hey, where we at, Susan?
I got a message from Hannah, who is doing our balancing today, and, she has balanced our collection with the treasurer's collections already. All she's waiting on is our, newspaper list and how much it costs.
With all the different software and everything, we used to be right down to the wire on our final tax element. Will we still be that way?
No, I don't think so.
I
I mean, with Hannah getting that far along
I
already.
haven't talked to her yet, so, I didn't know they were balanced, I'm just getting back.
Yeah, but that's what she had sent me an email this morning saying that she was ready for a newspaper list and,
Sweet, and it's moving forward.
it's been, I'm telling you, Apprentice we've had a lot of hiccups and bumps along the way, but it has been fantastic.
Tom, does the judge's office have anything for the finance? Cindy? Why not? Kelly, you or Peggy, our finance department, have anything else? So, general announcement, not related to finance, Greta, Great River Economic Development Authority has, they called and requested us to have a meeting, and honestly, I'm on vacation this week, I'm supposed to be out of town. But, so I've set a meeting for Monday, he wants it, as before our regular meeting. And next week being Thanksgiving week, I just said it as early as I could, so we've got a meeting set for Monday, with planning and development. And the purpose of that is, the board, the Greta board with the economic development, crew has been working very diligently, along with other business people and politicians, been working diligently trying to develop a new approach on economic development incentives. And they've been doing all their groundwork, brainstorming and such, but also having to do all their legalities and legal background checks and tests. They've been working with Shep Russell and the Friday firm to see that they're on good solid footing, and, been a long tweaking process, but I think it's gonna be a very, very credible new approach to economic development, incentives to be offered to the, bankers, and that's what they'd like to present to us Monday, so, I know some of you may not be able to be there, but, we'll certainly have everything for your presentation, and for you to look at as soon as you get back, or you can watch this online. So Monday at 1 o'clock, right here, for those of you that can possibly be here. 1 o'clock. Cindy?
Yes, Justice Jackson, are you still having the Energy and Property
Yes.
Mart 2:30?
So if, I know it's last minute, I just realized that Aaron will be here tomorrow. So if we could have an energy and property meeting tomorrow, at 2:30, that would be, that would be great.
What time did you say?
2:30.
2:30?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to set your alarm from you now. Guys, if y'all don't have anything else, I appreciate you very much. If I don't see you Monday at the meeting, see you November the 30th. Cindy, you have something else now?
No, it takes me a while.
November 30th, Tuesday, November 30th.
So we are not having finance. for the next
No
week.
finance Monday unless something comes up. Thank you very much.